Welcome everyone and thank you so much for joining in. So Bitcoin options tantalizing bears to push Bitcoin price below 30,000 before Friday's expiry. Yes guys, Bitcoin bears are closing in on a rear win as they have the advantage in this week's 600 million Bitcoin option expiry, and now we can see why. Even though the price of Bitcoin was forming some bullish formation, we failed to break out of this 31,000 line and also hold the support which we had around 30,000, and this is one main reason. This week's Bitcoin options expiry on Friday, July 21st, which is today, could solidify the 30,000 resistance level and give the bears the upper hand for the first time since the 21% rally between June 14th and June 21st. Bitcoin options expires coincide with volatility. A review of Bitcoin's recent price action shows that 3 out of the last 4 Bitcoin options expires triggered significant price movement, making it crucial for traders to pay close attention to these events. You can see Friday 23rd of June, we had a very nice bullish candle. Friday 30th of June, a bearish candle. Friday 7th of July, market didn't react that much. We had more of a range bound, but on 14th of July, you can see we had this huge red candle. So notably, Bitcoin price has consistently shown strong reaction following the weekly 8 a.m. UTC option expiry. While causation cannot be established, the magnitude of these price swings warrants extreme caution leading up to the weekly expiry on July 21st, which is again today. Bitcoin bears benefit from stricter regulation. Yes, this could be one reason. While this week's option expiry could give bears control of Bitcoin's price in the short term, bulls have the potential advantage of the United States Securities and Exchange Commission reviewing spot exchange traded fund proposals. Although these proposals are still in the early stages of regulatory scrutiny, the slow progression could partially explain why the bears have managed to defend 31,000 multiple times since late June. However, the best chance of keeping Bitcoin price below 30,000 lies in the worsening regulatory environment. On July 19, the global securities exchange Nasdaq suspended the launch of its cryptocurrency custodian solution due to lack of regulatory clarity in the United States. So please do not over leverage yourself and use proper risk management before placing any trades, because we are expecting some incoming volatility for today. And now, before I jump into the content, please destroy that like button if you haven't done it yet, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit the subscribe button and the bell. Now, looking at this price action of Bitcoin in a daily time frame using RSI, MACD, T3CCI, we can see very clearly, guys, RSI is still flashing a bearish divergence, while the price of Bitcoin is forming higher highs, higher lows continuation pattern type of formation. This RSI is forming lower highs, lower lows continuation pattern, which is also a sign of weakness. If you look at MACD, MACD is still bearish because this here is a bearish MACD cross. T3CCI also in a negative territory, which is indicating us maybe for the medium short term there might be some more weakness, price coming back to test some key line of support before deciding the actual trend duration. But now we know around 600 million Bitcoin expires today, and if the price closes below 30,000, it is going to be a win for the Bitcoin bears. So they will do their absolute best to keep the price of Bitcoin below 30,000. So that is another reason, guys. That is another reason we have to be a bit careful. Even though the price of Bitcoin, if you look at this in a bit different way using this broadening top, we could still expect the price after some range bound to show another impulsive movement like this. Yes, if we look at this example, this one is a bullish continuation pattern, this is a bearish continuation pattern. In the medium short term, if the price of Bitcoin manages to remain between 28,000 to 30,000 range, I am actually expecting the price of Bitcoin after that to show another impulsive movement where we could be getting attracted towards this upper trend line, and that is going to be between 32,000 range before deciding the actual trend direction. Yes guys, the price of Bitcoin, if it remains between 28,000 to 30,000, there is nothing to worry about, and after that we could see some very nice impulsive movement playing out in price action of Bitcoin. Now, before I switch to other chart, I just want to quickly aware you guys about the bonuses which are available for our community members in the description down below. Bybit with 30,000 deposit bonus plus 1,000 USDT giveaway to our community members who sign up using this link within this month. Yes guys, you just have to follow a simple step to claim this 1,000 USDT giveaway. So if you want to grab this opportunity, the link to Phemex, the link to Bybit, OKX are all given in the description down below. Feel free to check it out. Feel free to grab this opportunity. Now let me switch the chart. Even if you use this Bollinger Band in a daily time frame, you can see nothing much has changed. Yes, the price of Bitcoin is testing the support from the lower band, but it doesn't necessarily mean the trend is going to be bearish. For the medium short term, we can see some more weakness because that is clearly being flashed by these indicators. But I just want you guys to be careful because this lower band, which is sitting around 29,500, is going to be acting as a strong line of support along with this broadening top lower trend line. We have some strong line of support lining for Bitcoin between 28,000 to 30,000. So any sort of a retracement around that area will be looked as a temporary pullback before the price of Bitcoin again starts showing another movement here like this. A break to the upside as soon as we break out of this upper band area, which is also going to be looked as a resistance, and this is again around 31,000 range. Now, even if you look at this in a very simple way, I mean, if you look at the price structure around this area in a very simple way, you can see we could be inside this parallel channel. Yes, this parallel channel right now is playing an important role. Upper line is acting as a line of resistance, lower line is holding the price. So if we do see any sort of a shakeout in the medium short term, the lower trend line again around 29,000 is going to be looked as a support for Bitcoin. And if we do see another movement here like this, then the price of Bitcoin is coming above 30,000 one more time. And remaining above 30,000 means the price for the coming days could be preparing itself for this new impulsive movement. And why? Because we can see, guys, the price of Bitcoin, if you look at this formation around this area in a bit different way, we can all say this here is a broadening bottom type of formation. This was broadening top, right? And this here in a 4-hour time frame could be playing out as a broadening bottom. And this broadening bottom, we can see the lower line again around 29,000 is going to be acting as additional support if we do see any sort of a shakeout here in the medium short term. But if the price manages to remain around this 29,000, then we could be slowly getting attracted again towards this upper trend line from this broadening bottom, and then slowly start showing another continuation, just like as shown here in an example. So in the medium short term, if the price does shows further shakeout but remains above 28,000, 30,000, then there is nothing to worry about, and it is going to be looked as a temporary pullback before price again starts showing another impulsiveness. But for us, it's more than enough if the price manages to break this 30,000 resistance and flip into support, because remaining above 30,000 means the price for the coming days could be preparing for a new impulsive movement. And in that case, we are going to look at this bullish broadening top, breakout from this parallel channel, upper trend line, and even the breakout from this broadening bottom. So that's why, guys, that's why the price of Bitcoin must overcome this key line of resistance if we want to show another impulsive movement like this. I mean, price breaking this 30,000, flipping it in support means the price could be showing another continuation towards the previous stop. And even, right, if you look at this in a bit different way, I mean, if you look at the price structure around this area, we could be also forming a double bottom type of formation, right? You can see price remaining over 29,000 means the price could be forming a double bottom type of formation as well. So that is another reason why 29,000 here in the medium short term could be acting as a strong line of support for Bitcoin, and any sort of a retracement will be looked as a temporary retracement. And after that, we are expecting the price of Bitcoin to show another impulsive movement. But if we break below 28,000, then we know this entire bullish formation is going to favor the shorts or bears, because if you look at this broadening top, once we break the lower trend line, it is going to look as a continuation pattern. Once we break the lower trend line, it is going to be looked as a breakout here to the downside. I mean, the volatility is going to favor the shorts, and even the parallel channel or this horizontal channel will break here to the downside. Along with this, broadening bottom. Yes, this broadening bottom, you can see if we break the lower trend line, then it is going to be looked as a bearish continuation pattern, right? Bearish continuation pattern like this, just like I shown here in an example. Now let me show you what in the worst case scenario, I mean, even though we are aware the price of Bitcoin has a strong support around 28,000 30,000 range, but what is going to happen if we fail below that range? Now let me show you why it is so important for price of Bitcoin to hold this 28,000 30,000 support range, and what could happen if that key line of support gets broken. Because right now, if you look at this price action, you can see guys, around this 28,000 30,000 we have support from the CPI indicator, the leading indicator, and even the support from this crypto Anup buy sell indicator. The CPI lines between 28,000 30,000 along with the crypto Anup buy sell indicators are lining parallelly, which will be acting as a strong line of support for Bitcoin around 28 to 30,000 range. But if the worst case scenario plays out, I mean, even after this support, this strong support between 28,000 to 30,000, if the price does break the support which we have around 28,000 30,000, in that case we will be monitoring this price movement here in this manner, which is known as rising wedge. Rising wedge is a bearish continuation pattern, and if the price breaks the support from the CPR, breaks the lower trend line from this rising wedge again around 28,000 to 30,000 range, then we have to be careful, because in that case we will be invalidating all the bullish scenario which we have talked in my video, and price after that could start another continuation here to the downside. So to avoid this bearish scenario which is playing out in a bigger frame, we definitely need the price of Bitcoin to remain above 28 to 30,000 range. So this is what I see right now, looking at the price action of Bitcoin in a different time frame using different scenarios. If you enjoyed my work, then please do not hesitate to destroy that like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit the subscribe button and the bell. Now by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye.